Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about Stur Sturge-Weber syndrome. Okay, so Sturge-Weber syndrome is a neurocutaneous disorder, right? And that's pretty self-explanatory. Neuro is CNS and cutaneous is skin. So it's going to have both neuro and skin manifestations. So what happens here is you have this GNOC gene, which is on chromosome 9. It undergoes an activating mutation. It's a somatic mutation that is sporadic. It happens sporadically and in a non-hereditary manner, in the sense that just because the mom is normal does not mean, because both the parents are normal, does not mean that the child cannot develop Sturge-Weber. It means it can just happen as a novel mutation and manifested in this one child. And it's possible that because it's not a germline mutation, the kid that this child will have could be normal, right? So that is the meaning of non-hereditary sporadic somatic activating mutation. Now, what you need to know about GNAC gene is that it is associated with development of venous plexuses. The capital of plexus would be plexi. Plexi in the leptomeningeal region, right? Sorry about the spelling error. Leptomeningeal region. And what does leptomeningeal mean? It means having to do with the two innermost meninges. So what happens is actually GNAC is supposed to get inactivated at around week 8, right? In the intrauterine life, right? But it's getting activated here, and the inactivation of GNOC is actually supposed to cause regression of these venous plexuses, but because that's not happening, it just there's overgrowth of these plexuses, and that's what causes leptomeningeal angiomatosis. Okay, there's going to be angiomas involving the two inner meninges, which is pia mater and arachnoid mater. Okay. Now, when you see such a thing on this is, I'm assuming, a CT or an MRI of the brain, you can see on imaging that there's going to be enhancement, leptomeningeal enhancement, and occasionally it also is going to be associated with choroid plexus enlargement. It's the lateral to the lesion. So let's say that you see this and this, like there's enhancement here and there's choroid plexus enlargement right next to it. Now, one thing to very much remember about Sturge-Weber, the very classic finding is going to be a port wine stain of the face. So you remember how I told you that it happens intrauterine because of the GNOC gene getting activated, right? So what happens is around this time, like the fifth cranial nerve is one of the first cranial nerves to develop, and specifically the branches 1 and 2, you can sort of visualize it for yourself as these two branches sort of dragging those angiomas with them as they develop. Like it goes on to innervate the face, and then it drags some of those angiomas that GNAC was supposed to cause the regression of. It manifests as a stain on the face, right? Because these angiomas, they are basically blood vessels, and then they are actually malformed. They are not completely formed. They're not properly formed, at least, and that causes discoloration of the face. Now, the port wine stain can be, in very many different shapes. Like, it can be just this much. It can involve one quarter of the face. It can involve the region of the cheek. It can have very many patterns, but it's important to remember that it's going to be in this shaded area. All right. And the severity of it would depend on the density and the caliber and density of the vessels, and sometimes it can manifest with the skin becoming sort of rugated and a little bit swollen and stuff like that. Now, that's again the classic triad for Sturge-Weber syndrome. It's going to be leptomeningeal angiomatosis. Oh, I have forgotten to mention the episcleral angiomas, right? That develop, and it can cause early onset glaucoma, right? So this is going to be the classic triad: port wine stain, early onset glaucoma, and leptomeningeal angiomatosis. This is the triad, and I actually took this image from DITKI. It stands for Droid to Know It, Brain, Eye, Skin. You can see I've borrowed some images from the internet to show the leptomeningeal angioma and the episcleral angiomas. So the classic triad of presentation is going to be, first of all, epileptic seizures in the kid. Child can present with developmental delay, right? Then there can be early onset glaucoma, right? And of course, the most obvious one, which is the port wine stain. So this is all you need to know about Sturge-Weber syndrome for the boards. I hope that this was helpful to you to remember, because I used to just memorize this, and I never really understood leptomeningeal angiomatosis until I actually sat down and studied it a little bit from osmosis, and then I looked it up on websites like Medscape and Up to Date and all of that to sort of get the basis of why it presents the way that it presents. I hope this was helpful. Let me know in the comments if you need me to cover any particular topic. Until next time, see you. Thank you for listening, and bye-bye.